Sony just revealed all the new details about its PS5. We now know its full specs, release date, and pricing. And let's just say it's not cheap. Not if you just save up your allowance to buy one. None of the new consoles are, which got me wondering, are new consoles worth paying for? I went to an expert to weigh the pros and cons of buying the latest and greatest gaming gadgets.
My name is Dr. Kristopher Alexander, and I'm known as the Professor of Video Games at Ryerson University in Toronto, Ontario. I guess I've been playing video games for some time now, over 30 years, and I managed to transform it into a career of mine. And I've been globally ranked in 2 video games, and I wrote a dissertation, my PhD, all about video games. I talk and teach video games, and you know, some people say in some ways I serve as an encyclopedia for video games. Just ask me anything.
Why do consoles cost hundreds of dollars? What are we really paying for?
You're paying for a name, and you've got to think about how long video game companies have been around and how staff has likely increased with time. And if you really look at how much society has inflated, the price of games have not yet adjusted, yet company sizes have gone up.
Speaking to kids, when does it make sense to invest in a gaming console and when does it not make sense?
Well, I can only speak from experience, and when it made sense for me to purchase a console is when I had a job. At 14, I had 3 jobs. I worked at McDonald's, I worked at Club Monaco, and I worked for the town of Markham. And I used to save up my money to buy and purchase games.
What's an example of one feature that's worth paying for?
One feature that we started seeing implemented is social networking as well as streaming. So for me now, being able to have a console that directly streams to platforms like Twitch, it's a necessary component, particularly for a lot of you skilled gamers out there.
For kids who can't afford the latest and greatest console, what do you recommend they do if they want to stay in their top gaming form but can't afford the latest gear?
It's all dependent on the individual, I feel, and it depends on whether or not you're able to disconnect yourself from hype and really think about what kinds of games you like to play and why. There are a lot of free-to-play games. There's a free game that comes out every month on the Epic Games Store. There are indie bundles and humble bundles that go out all the time that are like $5 for like 58 games. So arming yourself with that knowledge and knowing may not be able to afford the latest and greatest, but there is absolutely an experience out there for me. That's what I would recommend, because video games can be and are for everyone.
So for a lot of people and kids, it's about the console wars. But for you, it's mostly about the love of video games. Can you speak to me a little bit about that?
Wow, well, that's a great comment. I appreciate that. I love video games so much because they've saved me a lot in my life. Like, they've saved me financially, they saved me, kept me close to my family. So yeah, the wars, they're interesting for some, but for me, it's like, I'm interested to where the good stories are. I'm interested to where the great developers are. I'm interested to tell you that every single discipline that you could go into in school connects to the video games industry in some way, shape, or form. I'm looking for the artistry. I'm looking for how people maximize those pixels to tell an engaging story.
That was very beautiful. So as you are one of the best players in Street Fighter 3, would you ever be down to challenge me in a battle?
I would absolutely be honored to play in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike whenever you like.
Awesome. I'm ready for the challenge.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's enough gaming for today. For CBC Kids News, I'm Elijah Sandiford. Game out.